Scorpio, this is your November 2022 soul story. Happy solar returns. If you have a sun rising or moon is in the sign, then this is your birthday reading for the month ahead. It's Romy. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into my channel. So there's this beautiful quote by Jimi Hendrix that says, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace." And I really feel the energy of that reverberating through the month of November as we witness the full disclosure that's starting to come to light. And we open up with the energy, the power of the Emperor here. And so as that full disclosure unravels, whether it's yours or you bearing witness to it happening around you, there's a requirement on your part, Scorpio, to really figure out what your spiritual assignment is in this moment. We all have a soul contract, but our spiritual assignments can change from season to season. And it's what's going to help you to make the transition right now as the Earth is going through so many of these cosmic and galactic upgrades. The purpose that you have right now is clearly going to be identified by the themes that you've been working on. The deep work in the trenches, if you like, because there's a mastery there and there's a sense of you deeply understanding on an intuitive level what is being asked of you from the universe right now. And part of that is about where you need to relinquish or surrender into something, because the reverberations of the solar eclipse in your sign at the end of October are powerful. That South Node karmic release can't be ignored. And so as we move through this month and we invite the full moon eclipse of Taurus on the 8th, this blood moon has a revealing and a concealing quality about it. So many hidden agendas coming to light, but at the same time, still a lot of furtive behavior that's going to be bringing up some trust issues. It's going to be bringing a layer of intensity. Now, you can work with that. You can understand this energy in ways that many other signs perhaps feel a little bit more troubled by. But this is a time when I think there's such a sense of mirroring of the I versus the we. You see, you have to be deeply committed to your needs, wants, desires, your growth and your manifestations this month. But what the universe is also asking of you, Scorpio, is for you to have that same desire for everybody else. Now, of course, we're going to welcome the 1111 portal this month, and it's a powerful time for twin flames, for oneness, that sense of balance and also personal power. The thing that you're going to come to realize in November is not everybody is focused on change and growth and progressing. Some people want to stay exactly where they are. And once you're able to accept that, then you can truly redirect your energy, because that's what Mars retrograde is really going to be teaching you. Yeah. And you can then really start to choose things that are going to be better served for you at this moment in time. Now, the Two of Cups does put an emphasis around coming into union. And remember, Venus in your sign as well is looking for that commitment, that bonding. And I think you're getting clear this month for yourself about who matters most. And it's almost like this feeling, I think, in November of kind of standing in the eye of the storm. So you might be seeing and witnessing a lot of this chaos and frenzy around you, but there'll be these moments of profound stillness, because what you're being able to tap into is something that moves beyond the collapse, beyond the chaos, beyond this sort of breaking down energies. Now remember, these eclipses have a wider orb of influence, so they are going to be playing out over the next few weeks. And in fixed signs of Scorpio and Taurus, they do bring about much more tension. There's a big emphasis for you this month, Scorpio, around clearing toxic thoughts. And what I need you to be remembering is constantly thinking whether it's serving your future self. So as you start to doubt, as you start to worry, as you start to go down that rabbit hole, are these energies really serving you and impacting the future vision that you're laying out for yourself? You have important news and information coming your way. In fact, I think around that full moon, which is coming in on the 8th of the month, you're going to be bombarded by information. It's opposite Mercury, Uranus. And so some of the information could be quite startling, quite revelationary, quite surprising for you. But remember, there's also still this element of something being concealed at the same time. So it feels like you're almost given half the picture and you have to do a bit of detective work, but you're going to have enough. And you just need to make sure that you're discerning, being picky really about the things that truly matter to you. Because there's going to be a lot of almost what I want to say like red herrings that feel they're going to come up. Now, Mars retrograde in Gemini means that people are going to have all sorts of things to say. And sometimes in the shadow and the lower vibrational energy of that particular transit, you'll have a lot of people gossiping, a lot of people are complaining, sitting in victim energy, gossiping and just wanting to kind of spread rumor. And so there is this invitation as well to rise into your highest and best self through the month of November, because I feel you have an opportunity to really progress at quite a deep spiritual level, but also to progress some important connections around you, treating others as you wish to be treated, really starting to understand in a powerful new way where the ego is still trying to distract you and lead you off in directions that are not meant to be part of your destiny at this moment in time. Now, at the beginning of the month, with all of these energies working in your sign, we also have witness to this beautiful water trine with the asteroid goddess energies, Juno, Black Moon Lilith, Vesta, and Pallas Athena, all in water energy. So this is going to be so powerful for you. Remember, the goddess energies work to help you understand on a much like more intimate level, in addition to your natal chart, how you express yourself. Now remember, I do the goddess energy reports. You can find the details of that in the description, the comment section below, over on my website. So this beautiful water trine with the goddess energies, I think, is also helping you to sort of find that point of stillness. The thing with sort of being in the eye of the storm, if you like, is it gives you time to sort of almost catch your breath. It gives you time to sort of pause before you allow an emotional response to take place. And it's almost a bit like a month of two halves, right? Because we have all of this kind of intensity, this layered energy, this eclipse sort of trajectory shifts taking place. But what we're also going to be witnessing as we move further into the month and the sun shifts into Sagittarius is this very healing, very almost like the veil just gets lifted and you see something for what it is, but there's an ability to be able to find deep, soul-soothing solace in it. Part of the reason for that is that we're going to be welcoming Jupiter going direct in the sign of Pisces, so it's tracking back into Pisces on the same day as the new moon in Sagittarius. So that's a really magical date actually to look out for through the month of November. And you know, by that time, King of Cups, you've come to peace, you've come to a place of acceptance. And even though you may still be feeling a little bit churned up or conflicted about something that's going on, you're also kind of already embarking on a new voyage. And I quite like this for you because there's a sort of willingness to go all the way. And whether that means that you're going to be committing to something that you're reimagining or revisiting, or if it's something new that's been offered or opening up for you, I see a sense of just like complete willingness to kind of embrace it fully. And that's the thing with the King of Cups. Yeah, you need to remember your emotions, they're all like beautiful love letters from your heart. They need to be listened to. And even though you may find through the beginning part of the month, Scorpio, you're holding on really tightly to something because there might be a little bit of fear, there might be a bit of uncertainty about what it means if it continues in this way, what it means if it doesn't change, or even what it means if it does change. What you're going to come to find is as the month moves forward, you will feel more and more ready to relinquish that control. Remember, this is a month where there's a complete reimagining around wealth consciousness. It's going through a complete rebirth with this Taurus and Scorpio axis in the north and south node. And so the learning has been emerging over this last year, 18 months, and it will continue to do so. But what I want you to be thinking about is, what's your currency? Remember, Venus in Scorpio is really focused around that. So not just fiscal currency, but it's like, how are you trading your energy? Yeah, what does that mean to you? What are the sacrifices or the compromises that you're making for a quick hit or a sugar rush that actually are not particularly serving your soul in the long term? Remember, people are going to be very invested in it being a race, and you don't need to take part or participate in that race, Scorpio. You can really give yourself time and permission to listen and tune into what your soul is asking of you in this moment. What's your next logical step? Where are you being guided through that spiritual assignment? That's going to help you to feel like you're much more in flow rather than being pushed or forced or kind of coming at things from a sense of urgency or frenzy, which is absolutely not going to serve you through the course of this month, okay? King of Cups, of course, is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And with that Emperor and the King of Cups, it's such a beautiful combination for me because it delivers a sense of empowerment and control and mastery, but one that's deeply sensitive and spiritually aligned as well. So I think this is such an important time for you, Ace of Swords, to really be able to understand what your truth is. Look, you're holding a key here. Your coat is literally made of the galaxy, but it's very important that you listen. The key to unlock something is through the listening. Now, we can see this really arduous landscape in the background, this mountainous range that you've already traversed. It's not been easy. We know this. But you're sort of elevated, you're up high now, so you'll be able to look back on where you've come, how you've arrived at this destination. This is going to be really important in terms of the conversations that you're having with key people in your life through the course of this month. And I think that truth, as raw as it can feel, as fractious as it can be, also is the thing that initiates this new beginning. And as this is your solar returns and you're ready to step out and embark on a new adventure, and I really see that happening, the Eight of Wands, you're kind of lifting off with something here. You're ready to be lifted up and out of a situation, and there's a little bit of divine intervention coming in to support you in regards to that as well. So make sure that you are constantly orientating yourself towards receiving that, yeah? We have this reminder with that 1111 portal coming through. It's a gateway for change, but we have to come at it from a place of understanding what our true motives are in any given moment. And your motives should always come from a place of absolutely wanting to advance and to better yourself. But where are you in relation to what you want for the world, for the collective, for your neighbor, for your friend, for your enemy, for your lover, for the stranger down the street? Like, this is what the universe is looking for from you. It's benevolent, but it's still trying to achieve and attain a certain goal as it's upgrading earth energy. So once you get on board and you work with that, as we talked about that last month in the soul stories, then you can start to see the ways in which it's going to be supporting and helping you through the course of November to see a way through. And I do think that, here we go, you're literally going to find a way through. Now, this deck does repeated masculine and feminine energies here, so we've got a second King of Cups coming through, and you see how the voyage that we talked about, the readiness and the willingness on your part to, even in this kind of stormy weather, to say, okay, I'm ready, I'm going to do this, I'm moving forward. Now we see you being given safe passage. Yeah, and you're literally, as we said, being lifted up and out of any turbulence, any place that you're not supposed to be in. Her headdress here made of these octopus tendrils, inviting you to listen and to feel your way forward. Now, you're Scorpio, you do that very, very naturally. That's important because it's going to give you a true read on what other people's motives and agendas are through the course of this month. Nothing wrong with that. You just need to be clear where everybody stands, so that when you're making choices and decisions, you make sure that they're rooted in a place that are going to be right for you. Because if you get too on board and making sure that you want to be part of the race that everybody else has a slightly different agenda for, then that's going to feel like a really discontented place for you to continue to operate in. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now remember, these asteroid energies, asteroid goddess energies, are working here harmoniously for you in November. You have a lot of celestial divine intervention, and I think there's a little bit of a miracle energy that wants to step in, and something that you felt had been blocked or was incredibly difficult to understand how it was going to be able to resolve itself. You know, I think you're going to be able to figure something out. And how do you do that? By understanding what your assignment is, knowing what that spiritual assignment is, and that's rooted in the lessons you've been learning over and over again. What has been asked of you? What have you been asked to work on within yourself? Embody it, show it to the universe, and watch how this idea, this solution is able to come through. You have to go beyond what is collapsing this month, Scorpio. That's where you're going to see the sun on the horizon, and you're going to start to witness the true gain that's ready to be received, okay? So don't buy into the narratives and the storylines that are trying to shut you down and rob you of that light. Okay, you have the mastery here, you have the truth, you have the compassion and the love and the tolerance for self and others. Okay, there's an important piece of information that I think is almost defining the entirety of your month. May well come in around the 8th through the 11th with that eclipse and portal information, okay? You may feel you don't have all the answers, but by the time you get to that new moon Sagittarius on the 23rd, there's going to be something epic that you've realized or come to terms with, and you will know exactly what to do. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the final 3 cards. If you're new to the channel, we do continue this in my extended soul story. You can find the link in the comment and the description box underneath. Thank you so much for supporting me. For those of you who are regulars, you'll also be pleased to know there's additional options other than PayPal now to be able to sign up to that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards. Now, this is my new deck, Life Soul Vision Oracle. Thank you for those of you who have already ordered the deck. This really was born and has been birthed at exactly the right time for you to be able to navigate and transition these energies. It comes from, 15 years of experience of reading, my connection to the divine, my spiritual mentor, the angels that work with me. And these cards are so layered in terms of what they offer by way of messages. So if you want to check out more information, again, you can find the link for my deck in the comment and description box underneath. So let's see what your oracle is for November, Scorpio. Beautiful. Enlightened in the exhale. Look forward to explaining that message further for you. Okay. All the decks that I use are also listed, by the way, below, so you'll be able to find those out. Here we go. Letting go of urgency, surrender, freedom from time constraints. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to invite you to think about a personal question, Scorpio, that we can cover off in the extended reading for you, okay? Pull a couple of cards for that. This month I'm also going to be adding some additional cards in the extended reading to focus specifically around relationships, especially with that 1111 portal, emphasizing our twin flame relationships. But even if you're not in a connection, we'll just do a couple of love cards as well. So I'm just going to clarify this main spread now, beginning with the 6 of Cups here. Also have the Magician. This is a Chakra tarot deck here, so it gives us a nice indication of the energy centers as well that are being emphasized for you through this month. Okay, Wheel of Fortune coming in there with that 8 of Wands. Nice. 3 of Wands. Another Ace of Swords coming through there. I like that a lot for you. Just cuts through all of the BS this month, and I think you need that. Your radar is going to be so on, as it is always, Scorpio. The Sun. Some interesting work things going on for some of you guys. We'll cover that off in the extended. I'm just picking up there. You'll also be interested to note that this month's Sacred Soul Support focus is around spiritual assignments, but also self-ghosting for our work in the shadow, which is going to be really interesting. So you can head over to the website to receive those guided soul journeys as well. They are designed by me to support the soul stories and give you an opportunity to do deeper work for yourself, to really support your growth. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a beautiful solar returns this month, Scorpio. If you're joining me for the extended, I look forward to seeing what else is going to emerge in this reading for you this month. Otherwise, you take care, and I'll see you again next week.